Today we're filming a virtual reality tour of the labs here in Sheffield at Citran, and we're trying to show people what really happens in a lab and how hard all these people are working together, collaborating to try and understand and find a treatment for motor neuron disease.
That you see the progress of a sample, a tissue sample, and you see what would happen to that sample as you move through the different stages of research and development.
You can actually see exactly what happens in the lab all the way around the lab. You're not just seeing that two-dimensional view, so you get a real in-depth feeling for what it's really like to be there.
A skin sample contains cells called fibroblasts, and we can clearly monitor these under the microscope to check that all the elements of the cells are healthy.
The VR tour is enabling us to show supporters behind the scenes and to meet the people from Pam Shaw, the director of Citran, right to the PhD students that the MND Association is funding.
Citran is full of really talented clinicians and scientists, many of whom are supported for their work by the MND Association.
We're hoping that it will show exactly how hard people are working and what the money that people have given to the association does and how that's been used.
I think it is important that the funders, the patients, the carers know what kind of research and what kind of facilities are available to fight MND.
We hold regular legacy events at our research centres around the country to give people the opportunity to see just what a difference their donations has.
Legacy donations are really vitally important to the association, so not only do we get funds from people who are doing things like selling cakes and running marathons, but legacies form a really large proportion of our funding.
For some years, a third of our income comes from gifts in wills, so it has an enormous impact on the amount of research we can fund into MND.
Through your support, going to the MND Association, that very much supports the excellent teams we have within Citran.
It's important that people support the MNDA because a lot of the projects that run in Citran are funded through the Motor Neuron Disease Association.
The Motor Neuron Disease Association has been absolutely crucial in driving forward global research into motor neuron disease. Support for the Motor Neuron Disease Association is going to lead to new understanding and new treatments for motor neuron disease.
It was really important for me to get funding from the Motor Neuron Disease Association because they allowed me to establish myself as an independent researcher while I developed a whole load of programs where we're collaborating with drug companies to bring new treatments through to clinical trials in motor neuron disease.
Science and technology go absolutely hand in hand. We need the technology to be able to move forward with the science, to be able to find ways to slow down the disease or come up with a cure.
The support of the MND Association has been absolutely crucial.
If you have the capacity to support the Motor Neuron Disease Association, I would think very seriously about doing that because the funding goes to the kind of research that's really needed to make a difference in this disease.
So if you can support the Motor Neuron Disease Association in any way possible, I would say do it. They're a great charity. They're really at the forefront of MND research in the UK and in Europe as well.
It's really important that we can demonstrate to supporters the impact that their donations have on our work, and it really helps us to receive more support into the future by showing where people's money goes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for supporting us.
It really is harnessing all of the exciting developments in neuroscience and translating those scientific insights into better treatments for patients.
The work that we're doing is making a difference to the lives of people with MND and bringing hope that a cure for the disease isn't too far away.